everybody, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 frames per second. I am Mock, and I'm joined here today by a couple of friends. I'm going to be playing Blink lightly. Um, you know him, you love him. Who else is here?
Oh. Hello, I am. I wasn't sure what order we were doing this in, but hello,
Did not get that far.
didn't think we would get this far. Hello, I'm Fable, and today I will be playing the Antlered King, whose voice may or may not be rejuvenated or not, I'm not sure. We'll play it by ear.
It's in flux. You know what? The magic is still working through him.
Flusical.
Um, Hi, I'm Uni. I'm gonna be playing Zan and also a bunch of other people, strangers, question
Who
marks.
are you people? Well, you're definitely not Toons, I'll tell you that.
That's true. A
We can
Hey.
whole
still
bunch
use
of
the
real
name. We can
kind.
still use the name, but it's just like, oh, for real this time. In
Yes,
parentheses.
they are in fact not tunes.
Parentheses
Wild.
and underlined.
All right, so this bad boy is taking place pretty much almost directly after uh, the events of, oh my gosh, what's the one that you guys did? Potion Oceans 2.
Potions 2, Notions Boogaloo.
Potions 2, Notions Boogaloo. And after we left Blink at, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the names of all of the games.
The hand-me-downs,
Yeah.
FPS.
After
Yeah.
we left Blink at hand-me-downs, which I mean, stuff happens after that, but you know, if we had followed Blink instead, this is where we'd kind of be. So yeah, at this point, Blink has said his tearful goodbyes. He knows that Larry and Mercy they're both strong. They can handle themselves on the road. Goodbyes are sad. You know, it's totally fine, and there's no reason why they wouldn't be totally good and fine together. And
Yeah, it was all smooth sailing from
it was all
there.
probably all smooth sailing. He figures it's gonna be, um,
God, folks at home, I'm dying listening to this.
oh Blink.
Oh, baby
Um,
boy.
so he probably stuck around in town for a little while longer, just doing that thing of like when you say goodbye to someone, but you're not really ready to like go back to your own stuff yet. You know, he probably like tried to help some people. I don't know, move some shit in town. you know,
He's a good.
um,
He's so helpful.
yeah, he can get caught up in that kind of thing. But as the sun actually has been going down, Blink has to kind of get back. You don't really want to travel, you don't really want to do that 2 hour hike in the dark, even if you are a light. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
probably dark by the time he does get back. Do we want to say that he gets back at the same time, Fable, or do they meet like on the road, or are they just outside?
I kind of
Oh
I
wait,
in my mind I imagine them kind of bumping into each other just at the door.
cool, 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 cool. What I think I would actually like to do then is as Blink approaches Zan's house, he's gonna make a perception check
All right.
Yeah,
as has
yeah,
become ritual.
yeah.
Should I also make a perception check?
Nope,
Question mark.
no. Um, yeah, it's interesting. Maybe they're just patrolling in a different part of the area, but you don't see anyone on duty.
Hmm. Sus. Um. Okay. Blink is gonna. I mean, he's probably still gonna be a little stealthy about it because that's he's doing his thing. But
Of
I don't think
course.
we need to roll because there's no one around to notice. Um. So he probably gets up to where there's stairs, right? Are there stairs, or is it like a ramp?
Yeah.
There's probably both. Um,
I was
It can
imagining.
reshape to
Zan,
be
Zan's,
whatever it needs to be, but it's
Zan's house is
generally
ADA
stairs.
compliant.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
stairs. I always imagined it was just some giant root.
The roots can shape into
It's
stairs
like a
or a
ramp.
ramp or whatever is most convenient for people walking up and down them.
You know what? That sounds like it would also be very accessible for people with disabilities, and I find that very cash money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So yeah, Blink's making his way up the stairs. I think it would make the most sense for Blink to not be super far up the stairs and still kind of sneaking when Zan like says his goodbyes to Antler. I don't know if you guys want to do a short thing with that because you probably don't see Blink on the stairs at that point.
Would
Um,
be. I mean, yeah, I can. I don't imagine Antler just walking himself out because Zan seems like he's too polite for that.
yeah.
Like Blink has turned the light off at this point. He's again, usually that's, you got to kind of do that.
Click.
Uh, so Zan will sort of be in the mode of going, sorry we kept you so late. I know the trek is hard to make in the dark, but I could get you in the you don't need a light spell anymore. Congratulations.
No, no, I should be fine on my own now, though the offer is appreciated.
Very well. Well, I suppose this is goodbye for the time being then.
For the time being, I shall keep in. If this, and he gestures to himself, should anything negative or the like come up, I shall send information your way.
And should anything negative come up, I'll be in touch.
In the meantime, I'm still taking these, and he also holds up 2 vials of golden potion, just in case.
Very well.
Until next time, Mr. Do. And I think. Oh no, does Zane want to say something? I'm sorry.
Until then, Mr. Antler.
With a nod, Antler's going to turn around and raise his hand and cast dancing lights. So 4 orbs of light appear around his head to light his way. And I think that's when, as soon as he turns around, he then sees Blink coming up the stairs.
Yeah, I imagine it's the thing where like Zan has just closed the door.
Mm-hmm.
um,
I feel like there's a moment of them just staring at each other.
yeah, but they Blink. I mean, I can say this again. It's a little bit of like a deer in the headlights moment. Blink is like, oh man, should I make? I said I was gonna do this in the moment.
God,
What do we think? Perception or history?
um I say go with whichever one's the higher modifier.
Perception it is.
Like I'm gonna go with history because that's his better modifier. At the same
8.
8. Oh no.
It's gonna take Blink a little bit of time.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh god, Antler, please. 13. I feel like that's maybe
Oh,
it take.
by the virtue of Blink having a +4, he can't roll below a 5 without getting a natural one. Sorry, I had a little system for this built, where like if he rolls a natural 1, he's not gonna realize until after the conversation. But
Gotcha. Well, 13. Antler is kind of just staring at Blink for a few moments before his one of his ears twitch and he goes, ah, ah, that's what he was talking about. And he glances back towards the door like, yes, now this makes much more sense.
I think Blink like looks behind himself, like, is there hello? And then he kind of goes up the stairs because like he's, he can be here.
And I think
I think what I'm gonna do is Blink extends a hand and says, "Oh, hi. You must be the other wizard. I'm Blink." And like
yes, I know who you are. Antler does not. Antler looks at the hand raised up to him, and he's not gonna raise a hand to shake it.
Damn, Antler,
Antler,
so
you
rude.
bitch.
There's
Remember what you just talked about.
It's listen. You can roll insight about what. Listen, you can roll insight if you want.
I mean, should I just do a quick insight? Because I want to, and I think it's fun to make rolls. Nope,
He,
that's another 8.
he's just staring.
Blink's
Yeah,
trying to get a beat on this guy.
cold.
I mean, he may not remember Antler specifically, and again, he looks very different. He does remember what Raleigh told him about this really sketchy dude that's been coming around.
Yeah,
Um,
cold, dead, poker face. Maybe an ear twitches, and that's about all you get when he looks at your hand and doesn't shake it.
so you're Blink does the thing where like he puts his hand like behind his head, like smooth. Um, so you're working with Zan? So
Something like that, yes. Though I wasn't aware that you of all people were affiliated with him. Though I should hardly be surprised.
oh yeah, well that's yeah. Um, you're heading out or
This is the part where I roll in. This is the part where I roll insight, just cause, just cause I can. 20,
nice.
dirty 20.
What's the insight for?
Antler's just seeing if House, because it's very clear that Blink is acting like he doesn't recognize Antler, and Antler just wants to
Yeah,
see
he
how
doesn't. He
genuine
very
that is.
obviously does not.
Yeah, he's just seeing how genuine that is, and a slight twitch, corner of his mouth twitches upward just ever so slightly. Before he goes, "You do not recognize me, do you?"
Um, no, no. Should I?
It is of no concern. But I imagine we'll be seeing each other again, so hopefully by then you will remember. Until then, Mr. Lightly. And Antler will walk past Blink and start walking away.
Uh, okay. I guess. Bye. I don't know if there's any other way to have this conversation go. I think we're done.
Yeah, we're done. Anyways, I'm gonna dip. Bye!
Um,
Uh, Antler,
man, Blink
you
is so
dumbass,
sus.
you're
This
lucky
guy.
that Zan closed the door.
And with that, I mean, I think Blink does actually like watch him go a little bit. He's like, man, I I'm gonna actually say that he did not recognize him at all because I think it's funnier.
hmm
It's like, what? Who? Um, but yeah, after that, Blink is gonna, go inside, I guess. I don't know. What what does he see?
Inside, there was a pretty big group of people. You probably actually heard some amount of commotion from outside, and that's not too strange, you know. The Noctunes have always been pretty noisy uh when they're not on duty.
Mhm.
But you go in and you see a room full of extremely unfamiliar looking people.
Do they sound the same, more or
Uh,
less?
more or less. And as you come in, uh,
What might be funny, is
hmm.
Blink goes in and he's thinking about this conversation he just had with this weird wizard. Uh, and he like walks past. He's like, "Hey," and then keeps going. And it takes him a second. He does a double take, and he comes back. He's like, "Hey, wait a minute."
And a little half elf girl runs up and hugs you.
Oh, hi. Okay, are we saying that he does recognize them because he knows the voices, or should I make a roll?
Make a roll, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Um, I'm gonna call it perception because voices. 15. I think that's okay. I think that's
Yeah.
he. Oh, oh, hi. I think he does like take a while. He's processing.
And the little girl lid just like she hugs you super tight. She goes, "Hi, I'm Tabby."
Hi, Tabby. It's nice to
Uh,
meet you. I think
and
Blink like he hug. They hug.
they do. And there's a bunch of just like great big excited smiles, and everyone is just like, "Yeah, welcome to the party." Things happened, huh? Um,
Yeah,
and
I got th- what?
Zan comes out from the kitchen. He's got like his sleeves rolled up. He was probably washing up after dinner. He goes, "Oh, Blink, you're back. Oh my goodness. I have some dinner left over if you haven't eaten. Did you as you can see, it's been a an interesting day."
Blink like nods. I think at this point, whoever like doesn't brush him off, he's like gone and started like looking at people. He does the thing where he like picks up someone's arm and like looks at it at different angles. Hmm.
And the great big orc is like, "Hey, guess who I am? Guess who I am?"
Uh, should I roll it? Does he know? This is
It's up to you.
well, um, he, I wanna make a roll because I think it would be funny if he got it wrong. Yeah, he does the thing where he like looks them up and down, and like so we have that shot from like the feet all the way up to the head, and it's like he's very large because Blink is small. And Blink just oh god, what's the best one for it to be? Um, I think he could do uh
I mean, there's the fact that there's just a very long, empty pause as he tries to think
yeah,
of.
he really does. Just he's like, uh, he's trying very hard.
And the orc is just standing there looking equally excited through the entire long, awkward pause before a little gnome lady is just like, this is Niels, except he's not anymore. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not Niels anymore. How cool was that?"
And Blink is like, oh, um, uh, well, who are you then?
Oh, yeah. Oh God, I'm Salem. And this, right here, and he just sort of like claps the gnome's shoulder, and like his hand just like is like so large, and she's so tiny that it like he could probably just like pick her up in his palm. He goes, this is Sile. She was married, but she's not anymore." And she's like, "Yeah, I found out what being tall is like, and it was not worth it."
That's
um,
yeah. I mean,
and she just sort of smiles and gives you a good old gentle punch on the arm. She's like, "You're probably processing a lot. We've had all day to process a lot. Come on, sit down."
I think I think they'll sit down for a little bit, I think Blink does want to like go around to each of them and just do like a like his handshake where he doesn't have to introduce himself, but he's like just make it like he wants to make the rounds.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Um,
hey, I'm Blink. Who are you?
so yeah, he goes around. He gets to meet Salem, the half orc, big, boisterous, formerly a boar, um, and Marie the gnome, also uh, formerly Marie, now Sealer.
How
Um,
do you spell that one?
Cille.
Cool, 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 cool.
Yeah.
For my notes. So cool, 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 cool.
Uh-huh. Um, Tavi, the formerly unnamed wolf. She goes and sits in the lap of the human lady, formerly Lenore. Now she's Magila, and um,
Oh, fancy.
wow, the name is the only thing about her that's fancy.
No, I know.
And you quickly pick up on the fact that they are mother and daughter.
Oh, that one I did not know.
Yeah. Um, and there's a chubby tiefling who you can pick up from his sort of anxious demeanor that this was formerly Pierce and now he's Anagon.
Nice.
And of course, the weird Asmar dude.
Hi.
It's Zia Bling. Uh, name's Errol.
Hi. Does Blink's making a lot of checks.
Yeah, there's a lot to process.
I'm like, should Blink make a check right now, or is there enough going on that I'm like,
Yeah, you don't have to do it right now. You can wait to see if you pick it up later.
well, I mean, at least the first bit of like, oh, he does not have a shadow.
Mm.
Probably should do that. I imagine this isn't super hard. Yeah, he's rolled above a 10. Um, I don't know if Blink is gonna say anything at this point. He's just like, huh.
And Errol would notice him glancing down. He goes, "Yeah, we're not entirely sure yet, but I mean, I got the me part back, and that's the important one."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he does like he do hugs. Blink do hugs.
Everybody do hugs on Blink because they're all full of feelings, and also they love this guy.
I think Blink does like the oh, is that what that wizard guy was doing?
Hmm. Errol goes, you ran into him, huh?"
Yeah, on the way up.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's kind of responsible for being a big hero or whatever. Senses be polite. And Zan looks at you, Blink. He goes, you ran into him. Did anything happen?
Um, it was kind of cryptic. There was
Yes, that tracks. Um,
he asked me if I remembered him, and I've never seen that guy before in my life. I don't know.
he did recently have a bit of a facelift, so that tracks. Um, You did in fact run into him once before. He looked very different at the time, sort of less skin and muscle involved in the experience.
He's like, what? Man, I don't know. Do we? We don't have time to unpack all that. Hmm.
It's like a sort of a thing of like he doesn't want to like obscure what happened to Blake, but he also doesn't want to be like, yeah, I've been working with that guy who was mean and spooked you that one time because he feels bad about that.
Oh, it's okay. Maybe I should. Maybe just. I'm gonna do an insight.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
17. I think it does like take a second. Again, Blink is, oh my god, Blink is processing so much right now. He's like, oh, that was that guy?
Yes, it was. I'm sorry I didn't um realize before I started collaborating with him some of his unfriendlier behaviors, but I we had a very frank conversation about it. I hope he got the message at least.
Okay. I mean, he didn't push me down any holes this time, so.
Oh, I should certainly hope not. There's just
And
this look on Zan's face of just like, my God, if he did that again, I would slaughter the man again.
I think Blink even does like a like looks around. He's like, and he helped all you guys, so maybe he's being nicer.
And Tabby nods like, I think he's actually secretly really nice. He just doesn't want to admit it because he's weird. Um,
Hmm. Blink is like reevaluating his opinions.
and
This
Errol
is
just
good.
he starts and goes, "Ah, the man was a lich. Liches are not just secretly nice people."
Hmm. Careful with the language. This is a PG show. Uh, um,
And Errol like genuinely laughs at that because like he really doesn't like Hitler, but he does really like Blink, and he's in a better mood having that guy gone and having you here.
I think Blink does like a little think about it, and he's like, you know what? Actually, we're gonna. This is for later. Um,
I think at this point, a little older dwarf man will come shuffling in, and he's got his pack behind him, and he goes, "All right, I'm shipping it." Oh, Blink's back. Hey, Blink. And you could probably
I think
process of
Blink has gone through
elimination.
all the rest of them. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Yusuf, and he just sort of like gives you a nod, does not introduce himself again, and Zane is just like, are you sure you can't at least wait until morning? And goes, my brother has been running our business by himself. I need to make sure he hasn't run it into the ground with me gone. It's been years, and don't have time. Okay, I'm gonna. It's like, all right. Well, do you want an escort? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm old, but I'm not that old. All
I
right.
think if I think if he looks, Blink is giving him like almost like puppy dog eyes,
What does that look for?
and he Blink holds out like his hands, hug.
He sort of grumpily shuffles over and gives you a awkward little like he tries to like play it off as just a little pat on the back, but I'm sure as soon as he gets close enough, Blake just latches on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um,
And goes, there's no need to get all clingy about it. It's not like I'm never ever gonna see you again or nothing.
right.
This old coot here, and he's sort of like jabs his thumb over at Zan, and Zan's just like, I'm pretty sure you're older than me, sir. um, he goes, yeah, got a business agreement that we'll be setting up soon. And he uh shuffles through his pockets. Like you can tell that it's like a lot of the clothes that everyone is wearing is sort of like hastily repurposed spare clothes that Zan has like reshaped to fit them. um uh he goes, don't have my business cards. Haven't had my business cards for 3 years. All right, well, um if you have any need for textiles, have the wizard contact me. I'll send something nice your way. But I gotta get going.
Okay. Oh, wait. Uh, your name.
Oh, right. It's Ondrin.
Good to meet you, Andren. I think Blink's gonna do a handshake. Um, I'm gonna do a sleight of hand. What was my sleight of hand?
Good sleight of hand.
So at some point on the road, Ondren will realize that there is something on his wrist. It's a little watch.
Oh, buddy.
One of Blink's 8.
Lets him know his schedule and that he is no longer stuck to
I
it.
mean, Blink did turn off that alarm. Like,
Right, right, of course. But oh, that's so sweet.
mhm.
Um, and yeah, there's a few hugs all around at Andre, who just sort of grumbles and acts like he doesn't like it, and clearly does. um, but yeah, he then just shuffles out the door, and there's kind of like for all the joy of the moment, there's just this awkward silence right after, of like, well, there he go.
There you go. And I think Blink at this point has just kind of gone. He's gone kind of quiet. He's doing a thing.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and Anagon, who has been, sort of awkwardly crossed his legs, and he goes, um, I I don't know. We've been doing a lot of thinking today since, we all got our bodies back. Um, I don't know if how many of us have our old lives still waiting for us though, because it's been a while. My scholarship for school is definitely up at this point. And
I mean,
Zin's,
that's gotta be like that's gotta be like extenuating circumstances. I feel like that should be.
Zin very much
You could
nods,
put
and
have you thought about putting in a petition for.
Zin is like, I will absolutely vouch for you. pretty sure they can at least take the word of an alumni very seriously. Hanagon just sort of nods awkwardly, but he looks very, very anxious and distraught about the thought of not getting to go back to school. Um, and he's like, well, we haven't got really too many places for us to be. We've always sort of. I keep calling her Marie. It's Celie now. Goddamn.
Blink's gonna do it many, many, many times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Obviously, he's
Um,
trying to get it right, but like, common mistake will be made.
Honestly, they will be doing it to each other.
Yep.
But yeah, she has sort of perched herself on Salem's knee. Um, and she's like, "Yeah, we sort of always went to our own schedule, so we're in no rush to get going anywhere." Um, hmm, Tabby's like, "I don't want you guys to go anywhere."
I think Blink probably like does like a nod, like kind of like, yeah, well, me neither. But Blink doesn't like goodbyes, but he knows that they have to happen.
Yeah. And Suzanne has sort of taken a seat and he has brought out some like leftovers from dinner for you, Blink. I don't know if you're actually if you've got much of an appetite.
Blink probably does the thing where he just tips the entire plate like into his face. Like he looks up, where so it's kind of obscured at the angle, just tips it all in at once.
Incredible. And Xander's just like, well, things have been on pause for all of you for a very long time, and you are, of course, welcome to stay as much longer as you like while you figure things out. I'm sure there's a lot of options open to you.
Yeah, you don't have pause anymore. Blink looks a little bit he looks a little bit proud of that one.
She laughs and gives you a big clap on the back.
Good. Oh.
Um, and then goes, things are going to still be very busy around here. I'm going to have to reach out to all of the others who left, and um, who knows how long it'll take for them to get back here. And maybe some of them are friends of yours, or um, well, you're, as I said, welcome to stay as long as you want. Hmm.
Mm.
There's just this sort of awkward pause as all of them are a little bit unsure.
I think Blink is just gonna go over to Zan and kind of like sit either like next to him or like lean against type thing, or like in his lap, honestly.
A lot of people sitting in laps here. It's very
Yeah,
good.
man. Listen, if Blink is like, I'm here, I'm a physical presence. Hello.
Yes. Mhm. Um.
Oh god, I'm having emotions, Yuri. I mean, I do think at this point Blink has probably gone a little quiet because he's like, you do the thing when you're processing where you're like, oh yeah, a bunch of things, blah 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 blah, and then you like really start, you start getting like the results of that, like like you run a program, you start getting the results of it, and you're just you quiet down to read them, um, and
He
Blink is
he
kind
ran
of
the installation wizard and now he's got the program running.
yeah, you just got the
Yeah, and I think it really is just like an awkward moment of like processing before um Salem, who is just sort of like looking around, realizing like, uh, are we not still excited? Because I'm still excited. And Sila's like, it's still a good thing, but just up and like it has to reach your arm all the way up to just like give him a
mm.
little pat on the head.
No, it's good. It's really good. How long have you guys been uh he doesn't finish the sentence.
uh, how long have we been? Oh, um,
Been you?
a couple hours.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess I've
Oh,
I've also been me before that. So, and
well, I
he
mean like
starts.
today. Like today.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He came in.
I'm pretty sure you weren't you yesterday.
No, I wasn't, but I was also me when, like, a few years ago, when that guy caught us and
Well,
he said he was gonna hire us for a job, but then the job was sort of not paid, and we didn't even get exposure because then we weren't ourselves anymore, and like that's super illegal.
yeah. I mean,
There are those.
unpaid internships are bad enough. That's
He goes, yeah, that guy should go to jail.
so I do any of them. I mean, is he talking about Sketch? Is it Sketch?
He is talking about sketch.
Okay. Do the Not Tunes know that Sketch is not currently in jail?
They do.
Okay, solid. So I think Blink does like a yeah, probably should be.
Yeah, I think Zan would be frank with them about like, yeah, that shit happens.
hmm I mean,
Um,
as far as I mean, at this point, there's been enough time where Zan probably has followed up and been like
mhm.
gone to the jail and been like, "Yo, is he actually not in here?" Because
Yeah,
up until that point, they kind of just heard it as a like almost a rumor. Um,
yeah.
and they have substantiated
Particularly
that at this
when,
point.
they got back after hearing he had escaped and they kind of thought he would have like gone to their house and
Yeah.
kidnapped everyone again.
Mm.
But then everyone was fine, and so
Mm.
at this point, everyone's like, yeah, someone really ought to track that guy down. And she was like, I don't think it should be you, buddy. And it's like, we don't know that anything's gonna be a problem. Someone's got to take care of that idiot, and I'm the most qualified here. And Jill snorts. Yeah, real qualified.
Blink like looks between them. He's like, "What? What? Hi. Um,
Oh, and Jill just sort of jerks a thumb at Errol, and she's like, he only got kind of fixed, and I think that means he's probably still broken, and he keeps saying, no, I'm fine. And he's like, he is okay though. He's different. He's got he's got the glowy thing behind him, and that means he's super good, right? He goes, yeah, yeah, I'm super duper
mm.
good.
I think Blink wants to like go over to him and start like checking him out, like trying to like listen, Blink's a lamp, he knows light
He
stuff.
does.
I think he does a thing actually very similar to when he first met Zan, which is just shine this light directly on him.
He's like, not in the eyes. Okay.
um I almost want to make a roll. What do you think would
I-
make like medicine or arcana?
Maybe, yeah, Arcana.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, at 12, you can't figure out what exactly it is, but
I
you're
mean, Blink
pretty, yeah.
has it had a high enough perception that he knows Shadow's not there.
Yes. He certainly has noticed that, and you're starting to think that like yeah, you don't get the feeling that there was something wrong with like the potion, especially since it worked fine on everything else. There's like
Hmm.
something specifically about Errol that was weird. And Zan sort of comes up beside you and Errol just sort of like gives him a look and is like, we've already done a bit of an examination to try and figure it out. I think it may be his celestial ancestry reacted in
Hmm.
unexpected ways with the initial curse.
So you're saying you always had this, and he kind of gestures at is the light a solid thing or is it like a?
No, you can pass your hand right through it.
So he kind of like waves at it. So this is not new. This you've had.
Oh yeah, this is
Hmm.
always been here. It gets dimmer or brighter sometimes, but it's always there.
I don't know.
And Errol nods. He goes, "Yep, pretty much. That's where we're at." But I'll figure it out. I've,
Mhm.
you know, this is still a heck of a lot more than we had this morning.
Yeah. I think Blink just kind of like he looks around. He's just looking at them all. Okay, so you guys gotta catch me up. What's uh what do you do? And he's to start asking him about like I think he's
Mhm.
also gonna do like did they remember like okay what was their favorite flavor of cake? Like or did they have to rediscover that?
No, yeah, they have got their memories back
Like
with
Blink does ones that are like like it's a even split between like actual like legitimate questions of like oh so where were you living before and why were you traveling around and also what's your favorite kind of candy and if you had to pick a song to play in the background of your head all day what song would it be uh and what's your favorite season of the year and um like and like oh do you have a family and like shit like that and like
um and again m- like yeah, most of them will happily give you answers. They're very excited to share their knowledge of themselves that they didn't really have for a while. Um except I guess make an insight check, Blink.
sure 14.
14. You notice that Errol is being a little more vague on his answers than everyone else.
Hmm. Now,
Um,
I know you're not gonna. I don't know if you are allowed to tell me on a 14, but if I'm coming up with this as a player, does he? Does he know?
on a 14, I'd say once you start noticing that he's being a little more vague, you start you do wonder, like maybe he's not sure. Like it seems like he definitely has solid answers for some of it, but other parts of
Hmm.
it less so.
Hmm. I don't think Blink is gonna like single him out and like ask him a bunch of questions. That's kind of rude.
Hmm.
But I think he does do a few more like in I almost want to say Blink is trying to stealthily like ask questions in any particular like vein of inquiry. He kind of wants to suss out like what he wants to help is what he's trying to do, but he needs information, but he also doesn't want to be like super rude.
Hmm.
Um
Hmm.
so I think he might ask questions like moving into a certain vein. I don't know if this is a role or what.
Yeah,
Maybe something
I
like a
don't know.
persuasion.
I guess.
Like you can tell me if this is totally off base, but are there like if there's like he's trying to find out are there like certain types of things that he remembers and types of things that he does not? Like does he remember I don't know, uh childhood things? Is it like specifically like I don't know, shit that has happened at nighttime? Like like is it like family specifically? Is it, you know, like that kind of thing? If I may.
Um, I think you'll find that it's more sort of like
Yeah, let me just do like a oh, not very good. It's a one.
uh um
Obviously, you're not obligated to tell me anything anyway, but
yeah, yeah. He you're trying to get more out of him and
again,
he's
he's trying to do this kind of stealthily, like
sure, 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 sure.
in that like
Um
stealth social way where you ask questions that are kind of related, like if you're trying to figure out like if your coworker can cover for you, but you don't want to ask them immediately, so you ask them like, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" Like,
um you sort of get the sense that like he when it comes to things about like, oh, what's your favorite cake or candy or whatever, like personal opinions of his, he could answer those readily. When it comes to stuff like, oh, what were you doing when you came here? Why, what do you have any plans for what you're doing next? And he gets more kind of like, oh, you know.
okay.
But yeah, that's as much as you're able to really conclusively glean from it.
Mhm. Also, do you have any fun facts about any of the characters that you want to share? Because this would be a real good time. Blake asking a bunch of random questions.
Um, you sort of get the vibe that, Sela and Salem, they they at first are trying to be like, oh yeah, we just traveled wherever, whatever, and then you realize like, oh, they were probably not exactly on the up and up as far as people go. They were maybe a little bit of bandits. Um
Wow, very good.
like
Also, Blink
they
doesn't listen. Blink doesn't mind, but he's neutral good, so it's a case by case.
yeah, and they were not the sort to, attack or hurt people, but
Well, that's fine. That's yeah,
they were robbers and scammers.
yeah. That's okay.
And Seeley was probably, the the one who ran most of it, and Salem was there to be large and bulky.
Hell yes, someone's got to be. Someone has to do it.
Um, and Gila and her daughter have been sort of uh kind of traveling. She's been sort of like looking for opportunities for her kid. You get the feeling that like she's a mom who very much loves her kid, but also do- she was never planning on being a mom and has no idea what she's
Mm,
doing. And Taffy's not a very young child. They care for each other, but it's also just like Gila's doing her best and has been like she's
yeah.
sort of just been traveling looking for better opportunities for the kid. Um
Mhm.
Anagon, he was going to be on what's the term? Like a field study trip for his magic college.
Study
He was studying.
abroad.
Yeah, yeah. He was doing like magical geography. So like he was trying to study
Oh, hell yeah.
like the magical makeup of the actual physical earth of Einquell, but
Mm-hmm.
he got separated from the group while they were traveling to their site.
Mm,
And that's when he got nabbed.
no.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, as Zan also mentioned, the magic school he was attending was also one Zan attended many years
yeah.
ago.
Yeah. That's cool. Um, I'm just like, hey, Uni, info dump about your good characters that we have. Um,
OC hour with Yudi.
I mean, kind of. It's a good reason to do it, you know.
Indeed.
Um, oh man, I don't know exactly. I'm like, what do now? Um,
I think honestly, like you guys could just like have spend the rest of the evening, end up staying up pretty late, all catching up with each other and being really excited and
mm,
enthusiastic, and finally around the time, Tavi's sort of falling asleep in her mom's lap, and they're like, all right, we should probably get some rest. It's been a day. Um,
yeah.
and they slowly start filtering out to their rooms, and eventually it's it's Blink and Zan, and um
Mm, they, yeah. I don't know. I think they just kind of. How's Zan doing? I think Blink
make an
wants to.
insight check.
Yeah, let's go. Insight. Oh my god, dice parser, don't fuck me. Okay, book
Yeah,
me in.
yeah. You he's been very sort of just like enthusiastic, encouraging everyone to talk about themselves in the same way you were, Blink. He's
Mm,
been very pleased and warm and happy. And as soon as everyone has left and it's just the two of you, Blink, you can just sort of feel him sort of sagging a little bit. And there's still this, he's still smiling, but he just like, he suddenly looks very tired, and you can tell he's dealing with a lot of feelings right now.
yeah. I think Blink is kind of look up at him and be like, "So big day, huh?"
Yes, yes, it's been a very big day.
Like
Uh,
nods.
we've been, I didn't ever want to admit it because, well, after so long working on this and hitting dead ends, I had started to worry it would never happen. but it did.
I think Blink like gives him a smile, hug.
He hugs you and he goes, "It's going to be a lot more quiet around here."
I'm gonna miss them.
I am as well. But he smiles and goes, "I have made them all promise to write."
Pinky promise?
Indeed.
Blink like nods in approval.
How are you doing, Blink?
Man, Blink's like,
Man!
man. No, I think Blink is just kind of mm, processing a lot. I don't know. There's a lot that's happened in the
Mhm.
past couple days, so I'm happy. It's good. I'm just we'll see.
Are do you have any plans to go anywhere soon, Blink?
I think
And
Blink just kind of
with your earlier
yeah.
insight roll, you could tell he's hoping you're gonna say no.
No, Blink does the thing where he like kind of buries his head in Zan's like chest and just kind of shakes his head. No, I was even before now I was if you'll have me.
Hugs you tight and sort of like he does that thing where it's like puts his chin over the top of your head as he
Yeah.
holds you close, and he goes, "Very glad to hear that."
Mm.
And as he holds you close, he goes, "I know this is a very very good thing, and it's what I've wanted for such a long time, and now that it's happened, I don't know what to do next."
Mm. Yeah, I'm trying to think of should I try and do something funny or sweet? I don't know.
Either is good.
Oh man. I think I think Blink is just gonna say like, well, have you thought about going into baking? Yeah.
Zane goes, "Well, I'm sure you've got some great cake recipes to teach me."
Like no, it's like yes, uh-huh. Of course.
Oh,
Oh,
and I think they just hold each other for a while because they have a
oh,
lot of feelings and they have a lot of
yeah,
love. Um,
yeah.
and finally, after a little bit, Then goes, well, it's getting very late. I was Blink.
I think
Blink,
Blink was
you.
like almost falling asleep.
And he looks at you just like sleepy. He goes, never mind. Um,
No.
he goes, I I was going to make myself some chamomile tea before bed, but I realized, do you actually like my tea?
Yes. I'm gonna roll a deception check.
Oh my god.
11. Do with that what you will.
And Sid says, well then.
Okay, he doesn't dislike Zan's tea. He's just, he just knows that there are better ways to do tea.
uh, and Zane goes, well, appreciate it. And he's like, well, there's still much to be figured out, but for now, it's been a very long day. And I think he's gonna be like, he's if Blake is cool with it, then he's just gonna be like, bring Blake up to bed with him, all
Yeah,
dad mode.
that's allowed. Oh my god, that's too cute. Yes, we will do this. And yeah, I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
It was mostly stuff that you had, but like so good.
Yeah, catching up and feelings and soft and sad and
And happy.
yes, and
You
happy.
know.
There's a lot of complicated feelings, even in a very positive experience. It's still complicated.
Yeah. They're okay. They're gonna be okay.
Yeah, they are.
It's
And
good.
oh, Sand loves Blink so much.
Blink loves Zan, Blink loves the Not Tunes. Blink loves many. Blink loves Revolution. Yeah, I think
Oh,
that's that'll do us.
yeah. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yep, thanks everybody. Bye.